Hello, guys, and welcome back to Life School. And here we are with the third course content 3.1. Actually, I wanted to make this a complete video with the last one, but it would be a very lengthy video, so you might not attend it well. So I thought I would distribute it in two parts. So this is course content 3.1, and in this one, we're gonna analyze the wing using XFLR5. Now, before starting the analysis, I would like you to know about different types of wings as well as certain terms associated with the design of the wings. And then we'll move to our problem statement and we'll analyze the wing for that. Now, let's go for the types of wings. Now you can see on the screen that there are different types of planes that I have mentioned over here. Now, the four planes are the usual ones that we see many times. Like these, the four one are not the same, but we see these types usually. All four are different planes, but usually we see these types of planes. Now, these are tapered leading edge. Leading edge. This one. This is leading edge. Leading edge. And so this is tapered leading edge. This is tapered leading edge and trailing edge both. Trailing edge is this one. So these both are tapered in this plane. So, and here is a straight edge wing. Then this is straight edge tapered trailing edge wing. So this is tapered trailing edge. This is tapered. This is straight. Now this is how these four planes are, and we usually see these kind of planes. Now the next plane I want you to concentrate on is this one. That is the delta wing. The flight of this plane in RC aircraft is a must-watch thing because these planes can fly around at a speed of more than 100 miles per hour. Secondly, uh, this is hard to control plane. Like the control of the plane is very hard, and but the consequence of its high speed is that it can't lift more weight because it needs less drag. So we can't have make it more heavy. With the agility of speed, it doesn't have much weightlifting capacity. Now, I wanted to concentrate on this plane. These are known as swept back wings. So, the swept angle, which is this angle between these two leading edges, this angle is known as the swept angle. The swept is given morely to reduce the drag, but we are not looking for this in our model, so we won't concentrate on much. But in the references, you can surely look for this in the Mohammed Sadre and you will find it. Then next to that, what we have is the particular terminologies that we are going to use for the aircraft wings. The first terminology is the aspect ratio. Now the aspect ratio, what I mean by aspect ratio is it is the ratio of span squared divided by the area. So it's a ratio of span square divided by area for any general wing. But if you are talking about a rectangular wing, then it can be formulated as span divided by chord. If you simplify this, you will get the same equation. Then the different aspect ratio have different flight characteristics. Actually, we are not focusing on that in this lecture since it is a vast thing to discuss. I would just like you to know that what is exactly this aspect ratio. The next term that we are going to see is the taper ratio. So now taper ratio is the ratio of tip chord to root chord. So you can see over here, this is the tip chord. So chord length of the tip to the chord length of the root. So root is nothing but the chord length that is embedded inside the fuselage is known as the root, and this is the tip. So root and tip, the ratio of tip to root is known as the taper ratio. Now After our problem statement, let's go back and see what we are going to actually see in our wing is this. So the wing area I have calculated from the selected wing loading. I have selected my wing loading as 60. I have selected my wing loading at 60. From that I got to know that the area of my wing should be 0.327 meter square. 0.327 meter square. Then I know the constraint for my span is 1.2 meters. That is going to be sure. So from the span I have selected it as 1.2 meter. Then from that I calculated my chord as 27.25 centimeters, that is 0.2725 meter. This is basically calculated by assuming a rectangular wing. So that's how we got the values. And due to assumption of rectangular wings, I got my aspect ratio to be 4.4, that you can see over here, 4.4. So as we have all our wing dimensions as well as aerofoil, we can proceed for wing analysis. So let's get going to Excel 5. So we have completed our foil analysis. As we have seen in the last part, we have completed our foil analysis and we selected foil to be MVA 227. Now after analysis, we need to design the plane in the XFLR 5. So for that, we need to go to wing and plane design, which can be seen here. So this is wing and plane design module. After that, we need to select a plane, define a new plane, then name the plane as MVA wing, and we are not right now defining the elevator and fin, so we just uncheck them. Then defining wing, the y axis, as you can see over here, the y axis is the one which is in the span section. So we need to provide the half part of that. As our span length is 1.2 meters, we are just putting 0.6, so we have changed it. Then our chord is 0.027 for every point, 0.027. Again, we don't have any taper, so we again have tip chord to be 0.027. We don't have any offset. Offset is used for giving this swept, just remember that. Then dihedral we have nothing. Foil we have uploaded. Then these things. Okay, now I wanted to show something. Now this is the surface. This is the surface of the wing, and if I hide the surface and if I started the panels, then you can see that there are panels over the surface, and these panels are crowded near the tip. So as these panels are crowded near the tip and the end of the span, sorry, the leading edge and the trailing edge, as well as the tip of the aircraft, so that the analysis can be more critical at that point. So that's how we are going to mesh it, and we can increase the number of panels like this. So this is how we can increase the number of panels, and after that we can just save and close. We have completed the wing. Now just hide the panels we have already hidden. Now let's define an analysis. Now in this type we are going to do there are 4 types of analysis that can be provided in these XFLR 5. The first analysis is this fixed speed analysis, in which we are actually what we are checking is how much lift will be generated when we are flying the aircraft at that speed with a particular angle of attack. So this is what is given by the fixed speed analysis. So here we keep the speed fixed, but we change the angle of attack and see the variation of lift. In this type, that is the fixed lift type, what we do is we keep the lift fixed and we see the change in angle of attack and what speed is required to get that much lift is seen in this thing. So by keeping the fixed lift analysis, what we're going to do is change the angle of attack and see what speed is required in order to get that much lift. So that is our purpose. Now the analysis type is mostly ring vortex type we are doing because it is a more real conditioning for subsonic planes. Then inertia we are going to define it as 2 kgs. So we have defined it as 2 kgs and we are doing for analysis. Now we need to do an analysis in sequence with an angle of attack with a variation of -2. Let's consider -2 to 10 degrees. And with this we are going to start the analysis and we have the results. So for -2 degree angle of attack, to generate 2 kg lift, we need to fly with a velocity of 14.8 meter per second. So this is what the analysis tells us. At zero angle of attack, if you want to fly and generate a lift of 2 kg, we need to fly with a 13 meter per second velocity, which is good for us. Like we actually want our plane to fly at 15 meter per second, and we can generate lift of 13 meter per second by flying at 0 degrees angle of attack and generate 2 kg lift. So it is very good for us. Again, when we are taking off, we need a velocity of around 11 meter per second. So we can see that at 3 degree angle of attack, our plane's lift will be 2 kg and the speed required will be 11.25 meter per second. So again at takeoff velocity 11.25, we need to have a speed slightly greater than this at 3 degree angle of attack and our plane could take off. So that's how we can say that our designed wing is optimal for the flight and we can use this wing for the particular flight that we are using. So with this we have done the analysis of the wing as well as we have selected the wing for our purpose. So thank you guys, I hope you liked it. If you have any doubts in this thing, please do mention me in the comment. Thank you, keep watching, keep loving, keep sharing.